Well, good morning, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, March 26th. I hope everybody had a chance to enjoy some of the beautiful weather that we had yesterday. I know I certainly did. I was able to take my dog for a walk. Even my daughters joined me. My dog kind of got tired. He's kind of old. He's kind of lazy, but we all still enjoyed the walk. I'm back for two more stories, and one story is going to be one of my favorites. The other is kind of comical and funny, and I will tell you who that is by, or who requested that, in just a minute. But first, let's stand for the pledge. And remember, if you'd like to submit a video saying the Pledge of Allegiance And remember, if you would like to submit a video saying the Pledge of Allegiance to be added to one of these videos, you go ahead and just submit those to jochristian@duneland.k12.in.us. And that description again will be in our and remember, if you would like to submit a video saying the Pledge of Allegiance, have your mom or dad record that and send it with your name, your school, and your teacher, and they can send it to jochristian@duneland.k12.in.us, and that my email address will also be in the description of the videos today. So, if you want to, all right, it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance, so please stand. All right, so let's get started with the stories. The first story is a funny one, and boys and girls, you know that I really love funny stories. And this story was requested by a friend of mine, in fact, a really good friend, even though she still hasn't let me borrow her boots, Ruby Heastand. She requested, please, Mr. Panda. And I have a feeling I know why she requested, please, Mr. Panda. It may have to do with these donuts, because I'm a policeman and I love donuts. I really love donuts. I love all sorts of donuts. Not just chocolate or glazed. I love them all. Donuts are so good. So let's see what Mr. Panda has to say about donuts. Please, Mr. Panda, requested by Ruby Heastand. Would you like a donut? Of course I'd like a donut. I love donuts. I'll take the pink one. And Mr. Panda thought to himself, he didn't say please. You may not have a donut. I have changed my mind. I'm sorry. No donuts for you. And poor Mr. Penguin sat there for a second like, what in the world? Why can't I have a donut? You had a whole bunch of them. Mr. Panda just walked away. Mr. Panda came across Mr. Skunk, and he asked him, would you like a donut? One of my delicious handmade donuts. Mr. Skunk was like, of course I do. I want the blue one and the yellow one. I'll take the blue one and the yellow one, maybe even the red one. What do you think, Mr. Panda? And Mr. Panda thought for a second and said, let me think. And Mr. Skunk was like, ooh, I can't wait to taste those donuts. They're going to be so good. Then Mr. Panda thought to himself and said, no, you may not have a donut. I have changed my mind. And Mr. Skunk was like, What in the world? Who offers a donut when you have so many and then you don't even give them out? I wanted a donut. I'm just perplexed here. What in the world just happened? And Mr. Panda walked away. Mr. Panda came to Miss Ostrich and said, "Would you like one of my delicious donuts?" And Mrs. Ostrich said, "Absolutely not. No donuts for me. I am on a diet. I have to get ready for my ballet. No donuts. Please leave me alone." Mr. Donut was like, "Who doesn't want a donut? I made these extra special." And Mr. Panda then decided, "All right, it's your loss. No donuts for you either." Then Mr. Panda, Mr. Donut, because, well, I like donuts. Mr. Panda was out for a sail, but he forgot his sailboat, so he had to row. And he came across Mr. Killer Whale. And he said, "Hello, Mr. Killer Whale. Would you like one of my delicious handmade donuts?" And Mr. Killer Whale was like, "Of course I would. In fact, I will take them all. Me being a big giant killer whale, one donut just isn't going to satisfy my need for donuts. I'll take them all." And Mr. Panda thought for a second. And rode away and said, "No, you may not have a donut. I have changed my mind." And Mr. Killer Whale, too, was like, "What in the world just happened? Who offers a donut and then decides no donuts? I really wanted a donut. Oh well." And he continued on his way. Then Mr. Panda just threw out a general, "Would anybody out there like a donut? Would you like a donut? What kind of donut would you like?" "I like chocolate donuts too." "Oh, somebody just said a jelly donut? I like jelly donuts. What kind of jelly?" "Oh, strawberry jelly. Good choice. What other type of donut?" "Just a plain old chocolate donut. Not chocolate icing, just a chocolate cake." "Okay, good. Oh, good choice. How about just donut holes?" "Yes, donut holes would be good too. I mean, donut holes and donuts, they're all donuts, right? What other kind of donuts? Does anybody else out there want one?" "Oh, you want a French curler. Okay, good. Oh, and just a plain old glazed donut fresh out of the oven?" "That's good, with a big glass of chocolate milk. Ooh, it's going to be so good." Okay, back to our story. So, who else would want a donut? "Well, may I have a donut? I like donuts. I like all type of donuts. May I? May I have a donut?" And Mr. Panda was like, "Wait a minute. I think I may have heard the right word." So Mr. Panda asked again, "Would you like a donut?" And then he heard it. Please, Mr. Panda, I love donuts. Eating donuts up here in the tree, real good. May I please have a donut?" And Mr. Panda got a big, giant smile, because that was what he was waiting for. He was waiting to hear the word please. Please, please, please. Mr. Panda said, You may have them all. And he reached over and gave them to him. And then he heard a big, well, thank you very, very, very much. I love donuts. I'm going to go share them, maybe, with some friends. And he took the donuts away. Mr. Panda said, you're welcome. I don't like donuts anyway. I just like to share, but only with people that ask by saying please. And there, all the donuts were eaten. Now, Mr. Panda may not like donuts. I love donuts. I love all sorts of donuts. I know I said that before, but I do love donuts. I also like cookies too, and pizza, peanut butter and jelly. I like steaks and potatoes. Pretty much, there's not much out there that Officer Joe doesn't like. But I always ask politely when somebody is giving me something by saying please. So try that today. When you're hungry and maybe mom's going to make you lunch, you could ask, Mom, will you please make me some lunch? Or may I please have more? Or may I please go play? Or may I please watch TV? We always get things much, much better if we're polite by saying please and thank you. Great book, Ruby. Please, Mr. Panda. It did make me hungry, though. Is anybody else out there hungry? What? Yeah, I'm hungry, too. Remember, inside voices, though. We don't have to yell. I can hear you just fine. All right. This happens to be one of my favorite books to read. And I think when I tell you the title of it and show you, you're going to think that it's one of your favorite books, too, if you've had it read to you before. If not, you may want to buckle your seatbelts because it's a good one. All right, it's time for the story. So, if you're not sitting crisscross applesauce, go ahead and do that now. And if you may have some jiggles or wiggles, go ahead and get them out. There they go, all around the room. Okay, we're ready. Sitting, we're going to bring our hands together. And today's jam is a really, really good jam. It's one of my favorites. It isn't pizza jam. It's not hamburger jam. It's not porcupine jam. Today's jam is delicious Albanese gummy bear jam. Gonna be extra sticky. So put your hands in a jam. Gummy bear jam. And we'll start the story. So, like I said, one of my favorite stories, and the story is The Legend of Rock, Paper, and Scissors. Long, long ago, in the ancient kingdom of distant realm called the Kingdom of the Backyard, there lived a great warrior named Rock. And Rock was the strongest in all the land, but he was sad because no one could give him a worthy challenge. He was way, way, way too good of a fighter. Rock traveled to the mysterious forest of Over by the Tire Swing, where he met a warrior who hung on a rope holding a giant pair of crystal clean underwear. No dirty ones here, boys and girls. All clean underwear. Rock approached and said, "Drop that underwear and battle me, you ridiculous wooden clip man." And the clip man said, I will pinch you and make you cry, you rock warrior, for I am the greatest pincher of all time. Look at how I pinch these pair of clean underwear. And Rock just laughed. Ha 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 ha! You have no idea who you're messing with. And with that said, Rock jumped in the air and yelled, Rock versus Clothespin! And whoosh, and hit Clothespin and broke him into a million pieces. And Rock yelled, I am victorious! And poor Clothespin. Poor Clothespin. Even though he had won, Rock was still unsatisfied. So he journeyed on to the mystical tower of Grandma's favorite apricot tree. There he met a strange and oddly delicious looking fruit. Rock approached and said, You, sir, you look like a fuzzy little butt man. And Mr. Apricot said, What are you talking about? I challenge you to a duel. No one will talk to me like that. And Rock said, Then let's do battle, fuzzy little butt man. I am not afraid of you. And with that said, Rock jumped into the air and yelled, Rock versus Apricot / fuzzy little butt man. And Apricot said, I will beat you, Rock, with my tart and tangy sweetness. And whoosh, Rock flew into the air. And when it was all over, Rock said, I am victorious. I have smushed the fuzzy little butt man. And the apricot said, No, no. Rock then added, And yet smushing you has brought me no joy. Rock looked around at all the spectators and said, Are you not entertained? And they were. But the battle had been way too easy. So Rock left the kingdom of the backyard in search of a worthy foe. He was tired of beating everyone. He must find a much, much, much more challenging opponent. Meanwhile, in the Emperor of Mom's home office, a lovely and windswept desk, there sat a great warrior that sought out the glory of battle. And his name was Paper. And even though he was the smartest warrior in all the land, he was also sad because no one could outwit him. He sat across and started the journey to Dusk Mountain to find his match. And there he met a large and square monster. And Paper had never come across such an odd-looking opponent. He didn't know what it was, but he wasn't afraid. No, no, no. As he got closer, the strange thing said, I will gobble you, likes of you, and spit them out every single day, you silly little Paper. And Paper took offense to that and said, Oh yeah? Then taste my fury, giant box monster. Paper versus computer printer! And like that, Paper jumped into the air, did 64 different somersaults, and came down right in the printer. And the printer said, No, not a paper jam. And with that, Paper said, Paper is victorious! The printer was no match for the wits of Paper. Having beaten the fiercest fighter of Dusk Mountain, Paper climbed down the pit of Office Trash Bin, where he battled the most terrifying horde of creatures in all the land. The half-eaten bag of trail mix! But Paper wasn't afraid. No, no, no. He jumped in the air again, did 64 more somersaults, and yelled, "Paper versus half-eaten bag of trail mix!" And as he did those flips and jumped, he landed on top of them. And the trail mix said, "Oh, a foul wizard! He's blotted out the sun! Run for your lives, laddie!" Trail mix was no match for the smarts of Paper. Paper stood on the top of the rim of the trash can and yelled, "Paper wins again! Can no one beat me?" And so, with a heavy heart, Paper departed the empire of Mom's home office in search of a worthy opponent just like Rock. At the same time all this was going on, there was another worthy foe out there. In the kitchen realm, in a tiny village of Junk Drawer, there lived a third great warrior. They called her Scissors. And she was the fastest blade in all the land. She, too, was unchallenged. And on this day, her first opponent was a strange and sticky Circle Man. As Scissors walked in, the strange Circle Man said, "I will beat you and leave you beaten, confused with my adhesive, tingling powers." And Scissors said, "Let's do battle, you tacky and vaguely round monstrosity." And with that, Scissors jumped into the air and started chomping and yelled, "Scissors versus roll of taper." And with that, Scissor was victorious. The Tape Man was no match for her mighty blades. All she did was chop, 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 chop. Scissors forged on across the kitchen realm to the frigid waste of refrigerator/freezer. There she met her most fearsome adversaries yet. Dinosaurs made of frozen chicken. Ooh, not just any chicken, but breaded chicken! Scissors said, "I have come from the far reaches of kitchen to battle you, oh, bizarre and bready dinosaurs." The dinosaurs were not afraid. They said, "Bow before us, our child. Our shapes, our flavors, we are no match, or you are no match for us, you sword master. No one can resist our crunchy awesomeness." And with that said, Scissors jumped in the air and started and said, "Scissors versus dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets." And something very strange happened, because the dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets overtook Scissors and pronounced, "Dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets win!" It was a turn that nobody expected. Or maybe something else happened. No, no, no. Scissors was way too smart. They didn't win. Scissors tricked them. Scissors chopped them all in half, cha 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 cha, and yelled, "Scissor is victorious again!" And she stood on top of the mountain of cut in half, frozen, breaded, dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets, and said, "I am so good that not even dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets can beat me. No one will ever beat Scissors." Then one day, in the great cavern of the two-car garage, Scissor and Rock came face to face, because Scissor too sought out a much more worthy foe. Things are going to get real serious here, boys and girls. If you're standing up for whatever reason, sit down. Scissors said, "I hope you're wearing your battle pants, Rock Warrior." And Rock laughed. "Ha ha 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 ha! If you mean battle pants, oh ho ho ho! I don't know if you realize this or not, but I don't even have any legs. I'm willing to fight you regardless. I'm wearing my battle pants, my battle head, my battle everything, whatever it takes, I'm wearing to satisfy the need to fight." And Scissors just laughed. Ha, 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 ha. And with that, Rock said, "Rock versus Scissors," and jumped into the air. Very, very, very fierce. And Scissors chopped, cha 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 cha. But Scissors' blades were no match for Rock. An epic and legendary battle ensued, but ultimately, Rock was victorious. Scissors lay there with a broken blade and said, "You have made my day by beating me." And poor Rock said, "I wish I felt your joy, Scissors, for I have yet to meet any warrior who can beat Rock." So Rock continued on. As he started to walk away, he heard, "Hi guys, what you doing?" Rock turned and saw Paper and said, "Those are fighting words." And Paper was like, "What? No, 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 I'm good. No need. Leave me alone. Not interested." Rock said, "Too bad. Those are fighting words." He jumped and said, "Rock versus Paper." Paper jumped into the air and did 78 somersaults because he had to outwit Rock. And came and landed on top of Rock. And guess what? Paper was victorious. Rock said, "This is the best day of my life. Thank you for winning, oh great knight of Paper." And Paper said, "That's fine for you, but it looks as though I will never ever lose. No one will ever beat me. I will never know the joy that you have." And that's when Scissors came in and said, "Not so fast, Paper." And Paper was like, What? No, 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 no. I'm not ready to battle again." And Paper said, "Too bad. Paper versus Scissors." And just like that, Paper jumped in the air and started chopping. Scissors did some flips, but it was too late. Scissors came down and had cut Paper. And Paper said, "You beat me! You beat me! You cut me! You beat me!" And Scissors said, "You are no match for me." And the three great warriors hugged each other and danced for joy, and they became fast friends. Finally, they had each met their match. They were so happy, in fact, that they began to battle again and again and again and again and again. Round and round they went in the most massive and epic three-way battle of all time. And it said that this joyous struggle still ranges on today. This is why children around the world, in backyards, on playgrounds, and yes, sometimes even in classrooms, still honor the three great warriors by playing rock, paper, and scissors. All right, boys and girls, what did you think of that? Yeah, that's right. It was a good one. So, if you are bored, you can play this amazing and legendary game of rock, paper, and scissors with your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad or your cat or your dog. No, I'm probably not going to be able to play with your cat or dog or fish. Let's see. Birds, probably not possible either. Iguanas, ferrets, lions. Okay, probably don't want to play with a lion either. Yeah, probably going to have to stick to mom, dad, brother, or sister for the time being. But when we get back to school, you can play with your friends on the bus. You can play with your friends at the bus stop, on the way to school walking, on the bus itself, but probably not in the classroom because I'm going to guess your teachers don't want that. Yes, I'm certain on that. All right. So, it looks like we may have some good weather this weekend. So hopefully you'll be able to get out and enjoy that. But if not, stay busy, stay active. Remember, like Mr. Panda, please and thank you. And be good helpers. And please, 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 please don't fight with your brothers and sisters and argue and carry on because your parents are going to go and want to pull their hair out. Okay? Be good boys and girls, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye. Oh, hello, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. Well, hello, boys and girls, and good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're watching this, good to see you. Today is Thursday, March 26th, and I'm at Liberty Elementary School, and I'm in Mrs. McCarroll's classroom.